But welcome on in, everyone. For those of you that don't follow our socials, today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. We're playing the Ultra Deluxe Edition. I will clarify, I have played the basic version back when it originally came out. So I'm going to be trying to go after the new endings that I haven't done before. Because I want to see new content. So let's hop on over to the gameplay screen, make sure the gameplay is heard. Now begin the game.
This is the story of a man.
I'm just gonna skip the intro because I've heard it before.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Hold on, is there something that'll happen if I just keep clicking random stuff? I got an achievement for trying to jump. Oh. What? Game? Why can't I close this door?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna go here to see if there's more content this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first.
Yeah,
just to
clearly.
ignore it.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled for new content. Wait, what? Why can't I climb this?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Let's see.
Really worth it.
What does that say? Number 1 dad. Gotta have a number 1 dad mug somewhere in this office.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected.
You mind? I'm
poorly
trying
on
to
his
read the
overall
copies.
personality. It's possible that this is why
Fuel.
everyone left.
Ooh, what's this? 5th anniversary in the Royal Revenue Distribution Club.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Nah. Nah, if anything, you're only encouraging me to stay in here longer. What does this cup say? Oh, hello. Alright, well, let's keep moving then.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to
I
do,
saw those lights on in that
platform.
truck, and I thought I could come down. I could go down there.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I know this was a death in the original game, but
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want to see what's in that truck.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered
Yeah,
the
let's
door
head this way this time. Maybe there's some new content over here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What life would be one if you had to just pick one? I have a feeling there's something in this room now. Now that I've seen the sign. Oh! This is new. Yeah, this is new. Oh wait, I just noticed I need to... Forgot to do the outfit reset. Man, how tall is this building? Wait, can I go down then? How long does this bit go on? The game is highly underestimating how stubborn I'm willing to be. Oh, okay, so this really doesn't go anywhere, it just does that. Okay. A bit lame, but alright, fair.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief Who orchestrated this? What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, it doesn't let me leave. I was curious if there'd be some, like, secret route where I could just leave after opening this. Thank you for the like,
Descending
Al.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ooh, this area is different. Or would it?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Hold on. Can I actually just take an elevator ride? No, the elevator only works once, as we all know.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated.
Thanks, man.
Keen eye for storytelling that you have.
Yeah, look at all the changes in this office chat.
One after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Okay. What do I do from here? Okay, I can go back down.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Listen, narrator, you gave me the option to go back up. No, you know what? Let's go back up again. What if something changes?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Stanley. Alright, let's take a good look at this office again. Everyone...
It's the boss's office.
Gasp!
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to
Me
process.
me too, narrator. Let's process this some more. But hi, Sylv, how you doing? I hope you all really appreciate this very stunning story twist. That the boss's office was up the elevator.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Alright. Hear me out, narrator dude. You're never gonna believe this expert storytelling technique.
Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Now hear me out. Hear me out, narrator. You're never gonna guess what I'm gonna do next.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator.
Yeah.
But
that's the point.
The agony.
That's the point, narrator.
And having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice?
Yeah. Really build it up. Who knows what could possibly be up there?
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences
Can we get some hype emotes in
as
chat?
loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension?
Exactly.
Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises?
Yeah, exactly.
To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step.
Somebody gets my
the exact
genius.
same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you.
Oh, really?
So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought
you really throwing this on me, narrator.
Who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around
how
the
dare
corner
you?
somewhere.
How dare you lock me from my elevator? Now we did it, the pyramids, the guy who went to Mars. All eyes on the live stage. Well, I want to get back in the elevator now. I feel like that'd be a real plot twist right there. You know, if I went back into the elevator. An evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Nah, I don't need that. I don't need that life. Oh. They're really locking me into this route.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Okay. Oh, we're kind of just locked into this path now, I guess. Well, that was it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous.
We need more break room
Stanley
dialogue.
had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Yes, really, really worth it being here.
Yeah, it is worth being here.
So utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
Okay, it is just
here
repeating
you
the
sit looking
dialogue.
but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Let me see if there's anything new down here.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Oh, is this just a confusion and in the end?
left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
No, this is just a confusion ending.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
Yeah.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
And I just realized,
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
so if you need to get some rest, don't be afraid to.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
I don't know, dude.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story. I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Sure.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm pretty sure we're locked into this ending now.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yeah.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
How do we even get here?
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this?
Yeah.
You win!
Yippee!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really
Thank you,
paid off,
Narrator.
so
I appreciate
good
it.
job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out.
You have
by
no
whatever this
idea.
place is.
I could
No matter
have
what might
worked
happen this
hard.
time, I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
What? Fine. I'll follow the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct.
I'm going to take every single detour off the line that I can.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yep, absolutely. Well, this is all we need. Right, Sylv? Right? Banger alert.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Ah, yes, very important.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely.
Sylv, take notes,
and
take
remember it
notes.
carefully.
This is
You won't
very
want to miss
important.
anything. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this... Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Heck yeah. And that's very funny, Sylv.
This is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
I have no idea, narrator. Listen, I trust you with the story decisions.
I'm ready for it.
You're the story guy here.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just ignoring it. We all need that line.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
I guess so.
Whatever it is that made this schedule. How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Yeah.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, so that was the ending we already had. New content!
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Yippee!
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Alright.
You may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
I was here for that.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences.
We got more game.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or...
Oh, there we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, narrator. Let's go.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see the
here we are.
content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right.
The jump circle?
It's the jump circle?
We can jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What happens if I reach 0 jumps? Oh. That's all the times I'm allowed to jump. Okay. That's all they could afford in the budget. Only 36 jumps.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping.
What do you mean?
For exciting new
I'm pretty
content?
excited.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally.
Yes, of course.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
What?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay. What's over here? Hold on, narrator. I'm gonna check a little bit ahead. Okay, well, into the vent we go. We gotta explore, obviously.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yeah.
It got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Yeah, of course.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Ah, yes, of course.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember
Yes,
back in
Walter's
October
memory.
2013, when the game originally launched?
Yeah.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Yeah, of course. $1. Don't play for 5 years.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear
Yes,
that,
of
Stanley?
course.
Every game ever created.
Hey,
That's
Seven,
grand
how
and
you doing?
all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now
Yeah.
it's nothing. It's no games at all.
Doing good.
It
We're
isn't
just
even
playing
the
some of the
Stanley
new.
Parable
We're trying to
anymore.
find some of the
It's
new
just a
content
husk now. A
for
lifeless
Stanley
husk
Parable.
with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Did you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Yeah,
It didn't
yeah,
need anything
absolutely.
else.
There was
It didn't
nothing-
need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's that? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no bad Steam reviews.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny.
Damn.
With his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
imagine
But
why I
don't listen to the Steam reviews. They're just random people.
Let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
I don't think so.
Tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't.
I did too.
Dear.
No, I thought it was good.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
No.
Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is.
No, we're gonna listen to this.
Until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, reduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing.
Yeah, don't think I won't sit here.
Left until so much more than forever ago.
I want to hear the narrator yap.
The story.
I'm gonna let this man yap.
Or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 240.
Oh, now he's
The logic
repeating.
of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible.
He
to
is
manufacture.
repeating
It
a
went
little
on
bit.
for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say,
The story and the choices are what happen.
Yeah, he's
and
repeating
therefore
now.
are becoming it is. So on and so forth until inevitably
So
we
it's
all until the
just
end
gonna...
of time.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not
I
that,
do
of
too.
course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
Yeah,
Okay,
alright.
so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were,
Yeah.
or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to
Okay.
say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being,
Yeah, you do.
then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to
Yeah.
which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact,
Yeah,
make you
of
more
course.
not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these
It
things
could.
at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time,
Yeah.
by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much
It does.
grander
It does
sort of
kind of
tone?
have
It has
a
mouthfeel that is
more
ritual,
grand
necessary,
tone to it.
and
You're not
business,
wrong.
if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other.
Okay.
In which case, the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's
Yeah, I
rescued me
believe
from
it.
disaster in countless situations.
I believe it, bud.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Treatise, manifesto, 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 treatise,
Okay, I assume...
manifesto, treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam
Yeah,
review,
yeah.
or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I
You
guess
can.
I should become better educated on exactly
You
how
can
Steam
change how your
works.
review works.
Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review.
Yeah.
Merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated.
Yeah, then let's go
And we can say
somewhere. Let's...
goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
There was.
I feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
Yeah, but how...
I don't think one can enter the room
I'm doing alright, by the way, so we're just
or something like that.
having
Is there a
fun.
window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large
7,
crack
sorry.
in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on. Stanley! Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Oh, the buttons broke.
2 weeks? I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exact... Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much...
So any way out now? No, we just gotta keep skipping. Skip. Ah! Ah! Skipping this. Don't care.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. Where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed.
Skip. How many more skips do we have to go through? Skip.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Skip. Oh my god, how much longer does this ending go? Oh! Oh, that's a change. Skip. Ooh. That looks nice. Anyway, skip. How long are we skipping? Also, is the narrator still alive? Oh. Well, that was nice for a little bit. How much longer is this ending gonna go? What the fuck is that noise? Oh, I'm gonna skip it. Oh. Oh, can I finally leave? Damn, crazy. Oh well, let's skip again until civilization comes back, shall we? Alright, that was a real funny ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
New content? Oh!
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Yo, new content? Let's go. Yeah, what's this new content you got for me, bud?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
And about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Yeah.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any
Of
new
course.
content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Yo!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
It really could. Like, what if we have to go through the middle door at one point?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
Yeah.
Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah.
To be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Who took the red
Let's take a look
marker?
at some of the
Me.
features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
We got new features. Boy, I can't wait to see what it's gonna be like.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. The button that says the name of the player that is playing this game. I want to push that button. I want to see if that button works.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Alright, chat, hang out and pretend. Let's all pretend for a minute that my name is Jim.
Forget who you are and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to
we are Jim now.
Jim.
Whoa!
I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again. And
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish this time.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim.
Okay. I'm imagining.
Sleepover as Jim. Developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim. Rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim.
I'm putting the memories into my brain.
Surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
Yeah.
You feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Yeah, I'm imagining it.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Alright, we got this.
Jim.
Whoa.
Yes, you
Well,
see.
that said Jim.
What a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be
Absolutely,
Let's take a break
100%.
from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much.
No,
Jim.
I'm Jim now.
I'm putting the Jim button away.
Jim.
Otherwise,
Jim.
soon you'll start to lose
Jim.
all sense
Jim.
of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Jim.
Damn. Alright, fine. I guess we'll explore the other buttons.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Let's check out this feature.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration,
it's not a bucket yet. There's no bucket here.
Solution to this
yeah, there's not a bucket here yet, Seven.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Oh,
you see,
what's that?
Stanley, anytime
It could be
you're holding the
anything.
bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on
It's
to the
a bucket.
the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me
Dear.
than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Give me the bucket.
Give it a try.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
Look
must
at
already be
this.
sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think
God.
that just holding it has made
Already
you
a
the
big
slightest bit more
improvement
attractive
right
as a
here.
person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more awaits you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm taking the bucket with us.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Alright, now let's go check out the office decorations and the infinity hole. Now, chat, listen. No, don't take any screenshots while we're in here. The bad things will happen if you do.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think
Nobody
that in
take
the
any
new version,
screenshots in
the
this
office
room.
could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Oh, hello.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
Don't you
Get
take a
well
screen... No,
someday
don't do
it
that.
is.
Don't you do that. We'll get in trouble. We'll get in trouble, Seven.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Pull the lever, receive your new achievement, no more steps. Okay, well, I want to keep exploring first, though. The new jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Damn. What the hell? We got new collectibles over here. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Could I put this in my bucket? Oh, we got 1 of 6.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go get that free easy achievement before we leave.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yeah.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to the... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
No, we just gotta keep pushing it. Clearly, if we... Oh yeah, the infinite... Wait, where is the infinity hole? Because I thought it was this way that we are. Damn, we didn't get the test achievement.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Alright, there's a map over here, so we can go see if there's, where the infinity hole is. It's over at K. Which... Oh, it's right down, it's right that way. Oh. Listen. Chat, I might be a bit of a gamer. So I don't do that thing called looking up. Yeah, could you imagine looking upwards? Crazy.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, it's great.
Ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nah, I think I'm gonna keep falling for a bit. I want to enjoy it.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why? This is an infinite hole. I'll never hit the bottom, right?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh.
Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
Yeah, why would I not be
What
interested by
person
falling?
actually wants to fall infinitely. I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
I didn't say shit.
And we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite. If that works for you,
Sure,
then
sure.
go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on.
But,
I'll
like-
just be up here when you're ready.
What if I stay down here?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is the problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
A little
I couldn't
bit,
help but
yeah.
feel like you spent a little less time in there.
Yeah, it
than you
did feel a
before.
little bit less.
Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Nope.
I really do have scosh. How could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's
Yeah.
growing steadily less and less infinite.
Yeah, it seems like there's getting less
Starting to
stuff.
hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Yeah, now we have to do it for
Well, there it
science.
is.
Oh.
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth,
Listen, I
just
love
can't
filling
see
the
scratching
holes.
The itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the,
Yeah, it's not
teleport button
working.
not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment. Still nothing? Well, I suppose
Uh-oh.
there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
What?
Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
What? Oh? Hello? Oh. Oh, we going down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're being consumed. Damn, so cinematic. So cinematic. Go on, we'll
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of my.
Alright, let's see what H does now. Puppies! Puppy. I want to get back to the puppies. I want the puppies again. There we go. Ah, yes, the error sign.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Hello?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there.
Yeah, what's up?
Drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them.
Okay.
Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Okay. Is this good? Just gonna keep going like this? Oh, okay. Oh. Hello.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Well, I guess that's it for the infinite hole. On to the exit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yeah.
Ready to move on now?
Yeah, I'm about ready. We had a fun trip into the infinity hole. Oh, remember chat, no more screenshots. No screenshots from this point onwards.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Alright.
Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well,
Wow.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes.
No,
This
I
is
saw the
much
potential
better.
there,
I
bud.
feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh. A bit less
You might
potential
understand.
here.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Yeah, okay.
With respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work?
Maybe.
It could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can whip something up. Oh,
Okay.
perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh. Begin the game. We're finally doing it. We're playing the Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Oh, there's a balloon.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
Thank you for the head
427,
pats.
and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Okay.
And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Okay.
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Stanley Parable 2, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bucket!
Perhaps Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Yeah,
Yes,
I feel like it
he thought
does.
to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Alright, Bucket, where do we go next?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
What? No!
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
I had to see if I could.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Oh.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say.
No,
here.
this is my
It's supposed to
bucket.
go with the other cleaning supplies.
This is my bucket.
Stanley, don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Yeah, you ain't getting my bucket that easily.
We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Nah, this is my bucket.
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is...
You listen here, broom closet. This is my bucket.
Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
Wow.
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient. That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to
broom
lay in your
closet.
path in an even partially enticing
Can't believe
manner.
you would say such
Well,
a thing.
I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
How dare
Expand on the
you
wide
question the
variety of
friendship
experiences
of
you
me
and the bucket have
and my
shared together.
reassurance
Go
bucket?
through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
him have it.
I say good day. I say good
Okay,
day.
I got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Heck
There.
yeah.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Yeah.
Take a hike, broom closet. With
Take
all your
a
meandering
hike.
philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
And don't you ever question
All right,
my
I've
friend.
got a second sticker back here, and I'm
Oh.
going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see?
Yes.
I feel that it
Honestly,
works because the
yes,
sticker
I
is
agree.
Also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not,
Yeah,
you can look
yeah,
down at this sticker
absolutely.
and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of
Mhm.
applications for this.
I
sticker.
agree. That was a very smart move there, narrator.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us a silent treatment.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most
Yeah.
childish such room I've ever been in. I'll
You know
see
what?
you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Yeah, you know what? Forget you, broom closet. We're moving on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I will, narrator. Thank you.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence.
Yeah, listen, the bucket is very helpful.
In his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Heck yeah.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Okay. In that case, we'll just sit here. You didn't want us to enter the code, so...
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Yeah, Bucket, did you know?
Guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I mean, makes sense to me.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Thank you, narrator. I appreciate it.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Yeah, the bucket's really been the MVP of this journey so
that in this
far.
darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
I want to hear the new dialogue.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Alright. Yeah, that was enough of the number 3.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly. A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again? Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, you know... Nah, we've gone through the elevator route before. I'm gonna go up one more time. One more time. We're getting different dialogue this time.
Said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Come on, Bucket. You'll get it this time. I promise. I promise. You'll understand the bit. Yeah, watch, Bucket.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears.
Yeah.
Every time, he looked to his bucket.
I hope everyone's enjoying this as much as I am.
Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Damn.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question
I can't
caused
believe
Stanley
this.
to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be? Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
What if there is a different ending? Hear me out. What if there is a different ending if we go up here again? Like, not the ending we got before. Like, what if there is a different ending if we go up the elevator with the bucket?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yeah. I know we had a differences, bucket, but we still need to figure out what's going on here.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped,
Damn.
monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
It's okay, bucket. I'm here for you.
Reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I'm here for you, bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket
That
want
would
to
make
do
sense.
or not want to do?
It would make sense why he didn't enjoy pushing button the free button key.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
That
someone
has to
else's
be
control.
it. That
Never!
has to be why he didn't
Squeezed
enjoy
the
pushing
button
spamming
tighter.
free.
His one friend in the entire world.
The bucket I know,
He could trust
he'd
no
love it. He'd
except the
love
bucket.
pushing the free.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
Yeah.
The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Yeah, bucket. We got this. Where's number 4? Where's the 4th button? Where's button number 4? I want to push button number 4. Where is it?
When at last they came to the source of the room's power,
Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation
Yeah.
to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it's... Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Okay.
Was it over?
Yeah, are we gonna expand upon it from here?
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket
Oh,
had
is
defeated
this-
their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves
we
from
just
the
go through the
tyrannical
same
grip of the evil
ending?
mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted
Yeah,
to
sounds
begin
about
watching a
right.
movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
What?
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence
No,
of the
they ain't
bucket.
taking away my
Needed
bucket.
The soothing warmth of the bucket. Will go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
We always gotta keep our bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Yeah,
was
it
this
was.
better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to
It
himself.
absolutely
yes, perhaps
is.
it truly was. How insightful the bucket
I think I'm just
turned
gonna
out to
follow
be.
the bucket's orders from here on out, just to see where the bucket takes us. And the bucket wants us to stay in here.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Truly, Bucket, you are quite the creative genius when it comes to the storytelling.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Nah. We'll feel at home with each other.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time
Yeah,
as it
that's what I'm
needed to
doing.
be in the lounge.
When the bucket tells me
Clearly,
it's
the
ready,
bucket and the employee lounge shared a
then
special
we'll leave, you know? Once the bucket's ready, we'll leave. That's how it's gonna work. This is the bucket's adventure, not mine. Some point the bucket's gotta get ready to go. When the bucket's ready, we leave. And that's how it's gonna be.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business. No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Yeah,
the cargo
bucket.
lift. Yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Yeah. I got you,
Said the
bucket.
bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
All right, bucket.
Stanley did not
I'm following
question
you.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed
Bucket,
him,
I'm
of course,
trusting
because
your
buckets can't
orders.
dream. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah, of course. What else would we do? The bucket's a homie. Why are we not listening to the
In
homies?
here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here.
What dark room?
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
You mean this room?
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket.
All right, bucket.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Don't you?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
And to take me to work? Yeah.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
No, I'm pretty sure the bucket's here with
Lately,
me.
I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Yeah, let's go back to work.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Listen
you,
to
bud.
me. It's just a bucket. It can't
Nah,
think.
it's
It
a
can't
it's
talk.
more than just a
All it
bucket.
will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's
Nah.
it. It doesn't do anything else.
Nah, it's a homie. Don't listen to the loud man.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Yeah, of course.
Sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't? Yeah, of course.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
Yeah.
It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Yeah. Same day with me over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally
Yeah.
just a bucket.
No, it's a homie.
Why do I feel some need
It's
to
the
point out
reassurance
ways in which
bucket.
it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No,
Oh.
no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Nah, this is
Yes.
my bucket.
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome
This is my
situation.
bucket, bud.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give
No.
me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give
No.
it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
That's my bucket. Okay. Well,
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
yeah.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had
there's
felt
gotta
the
be
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top.
Oh, there's a
something up there
collectible
I
there.
need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose
how do I
not
get
to
to
think about
that?
this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Well,
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless,
what do you mean?
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I
What do you
suppose
mean?
that
I'm
would
just
explain a lot about your behavior
Hey,
up to
Mew.
this point. Which, if
Welcome
that's
on
true,
in.
well, my goodness. I think we
Mew,
have to
what do you think of
something
my
about
bucket?
it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
It is a bucket.
Step in here for a moment. Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios.
Okay.
And you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
Yeah, all right, I get you, I get
This
you.
should tell us everything we'll ever need to
And
know
I think it's
about
a
what
bucket.
is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual
That still
bucket.
makes it a bucket. That still makes it a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No, that's definitely not a bucket.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect.
What?
This is a bucket.
That's decidedly not a bucket, but okay.
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both.
What? Wait, how is it both? How is it both? Explain yourself.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm holding a bucket. Yeah, this is a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us
I know what a bucket is, buddy.
A bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had.
Yeah, you are a bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
No, it was my bucket.
Erase all buckets from the game.
No, don't you dare.
Okay.
Don't you dare.
Okay.
No. I swear to God, if the bucket's gone, I buy it.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
I don't know, are we buckets,
I
though?
actually feel much more at ease right now.
I can't control myself right now, so...
But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets.
Okay.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Okay, we did
All
see...
of his co-workers were gone. What could it
We
mean?
did see that collectible.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We did see that collectible that we need to go get.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
We gotta figure out our way
Stanley
to that
touched the
bucket, to that
because
collectible.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah, Mew, in case you were wondering, this is in fact the Stanley Parable 2. Ignore the stream title.
Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind.
Ignore the stream title. This is Stanley Parable 2. You can tell because the bucket.
To go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
How do we get up? Okay. So we can... What?
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Oh, we can go into the vent? Wait, is this an actual route that we can take? It is! Oh, where the fuck are we? Oh. Oh, cutscene.
This is day number 295. Take number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
What do you mean? It all makes sense to me.
Euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling.
What do you mean? Like it...
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
Well, it's the reassurance bucket. It's reassuring you.
I haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
What?
Yes. It's unthinkable.
No, he's our friend. We do not monetize our homies, bud.
With the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Well, that sure was a lot. Oh!
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling.
There's got to be more in that area.
The employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
No, there's got to be more.
To be correct. Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
There's got to be more in that area.
Left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the...
Yeah, there was more in here, so I gotta explore it. Oh, is it just literally the same thing? Oh, is this literally all it was? I thought... It felt like there was more to explore here. Okay, well, I don't care. Ooh, what's this? Okay, well, I don't care to watch for that. Begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
I did just realize, what if that wasn't the...
Tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way.
What if that wasn't the same
Stanley
thing?
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Mew, was there more to that? Since I'm assuming, based on what you said, you've played the digital deluxe version already, was there more to that route? Or was I right in restarting? Oh, okay. Trying to think of where else we could go. We could see what if there's anything new in the confusion ending.
Detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead.
Yeah, let's see if the confusion ending's any different with the bucket.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Ah, yeah.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
What you guys got against the bucket?
Isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before.
I want the
Yes,
bucket.
I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I guess. Let's go, Bucket. You're coming with us.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh, what just happened to my model? Okay. I don't know what happened to my model there, but...
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What?
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Nah. Never giving up the bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Nah.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Nope. Not giving up my friend. You can't make
listen
me.
To me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer
You
will
ain't
do if
getting
it
me to
can't
give up
destroy
this
your
bucket.
Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about?
The bucket.
Broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
None.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
You can't make me. You can't make me get rid of my homie.
Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye.
I will never say goodbye to a homie.
For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Yeah. We'll be fine. We're going on an adventure.
The bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh!
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
What? You don't have any more stickers? I gotta stay in here a little bit, just in case.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, there's one.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then.
Yeah.
Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all.
Yeah.
You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Oh, is this just the same ending?
Vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
Okay, this is the same.
Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
I was hoping there was another ending down here.
It felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terrible.
Oh my God, no.
Surely no good would come
where'd my
from this.
bucket go?
Who knows what sorts of bizarre
No, my bucket.
hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Not my bucket.
He felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
I'm coming, bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley.
Where are you, bucket? Bucket, please.
He had to find the bucket. He had to
need
return
you.
to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
No.
It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on.
That's why you don't leave your house without your bucket, Chad.
My life kicks ass.
It's important. You gotta take your bucket everywhere.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started. And if it did, it stopped shortly after. A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Trying to think of where else where the last collectible could be.
The maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Somewhere both red and blue. Oh, this tells us where to look from. Okay. Where would it be red and blue?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What if it's in the elevator room? Yeah, is it in the elevator? No.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright, let's try... Let me try the, escape route.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death. The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Nah. We'll be fine. Okay, so this ending's also unchanged. Wait,
As
is
the
it?
machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Nah.
Farewell, Stanley.
Nah.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket
my bucket.
to behold.
No, it took away my bucket. How dare.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his
the bucket is very noble. She's not wrong.
No man can own a bucket.
Yeah.
And certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
I agree.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
The bucket wouldn't want this. The bucket wouldn't want this. I'm just saying. The bucket, he'd be like, no, let my friend live.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered
Where would
companionship
this...
that stands the test of time.
Yeah, I have no idea where this red and blue
Stanley
would be.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching. Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone?
Yeah, I have no idea where the red and blue area could be. But I'm sure I'll find it if I just keep looking.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Sure.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
What? Oh, is it that it's over there?
No,
but I have to go without the bucket?
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So
I feel like there has to be a set.
They might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I guess we'll go without the bucket one
All of his coworkers
time.
were gone. What could it mean?
I
Stanley
guess.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, is it gonna be down? I guess I know what you're talking about, but
this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
The last Stiggly Wiggly.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own
It
reward.
is. I do
would tell
agree.
you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
I mean,
rooms,
I had a
exposed developer
thought,
textures. Is
I had
this
a
what you
feeling
wanted?
it was
it
based
worth
on
ruining
that,
the
but
entire
like,
story I had written out
I didn't want to have to
specifically
put down
for
the
you?
bucket.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha!
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of
I've already
inspiration
gone
come
through
from?
this path.
How did I know that
I want to
they
go
needed
back
a
to the main
third
room.
door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
It is funny that there is an ending for actually sitting here for like 10 hours.
Playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours?
Yeah, there is an ending for sitting here for 4 hours. But I don't care. Goodbye, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating.
Oh, I actually haven't played this game.
What's our backstory? What is our
Oh, I know a game that says, but I don't want it spoiled for me, damn it.
To me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there. Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close
How dare you?
You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Well, if I want to stay here, though.
Hey, I think this will be just the thing.
When it's Rocket League.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Oh, we're about to get run over by a car.
Run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley,
oh, we're about to get run over by a car.
I will be phenomenally impressed.
I have a feeling we're about to get run over by a car.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, we're going fast.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Yeah, okay, so this is still just the original ending. I thought since we were getting different games that it was going to be a different ending. How long does this go on for? Yeah, no. It's just as soon as we get
I
that.
wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
I got one more ending I want to try. I want to try the elevator ending with the bucket. Since that dialogue was already kind of different. What?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figures.
What?
I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
It did.
Yes,
I will.
We're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Yeah, sure.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Yeah, let's go visit the figurines. I'm down for that. I guess we're doing this instead.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley. And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
It was the warehouse, I think.
No. The warehouse was the 4th place you found a figure.
Well, it wasn't. Neither of those was right.
Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
Wait, can I go back now? So I want to go get the other figurine. No, I can't. Well, I assume I have to go into the vents. To continue this path.
Let's see. What came next? Oh, yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room.
Yeah, I don't remember being in this room.
Zone, so it must have happened.
Yeah. Why would something that didn't happen in my memories be in the memory zone, you know? That'd be crazy.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was under the stairs. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Yeah, give us, so let's see how you found it. Oh, yeah. What's that? It's me, stand number 4. God, what memories, everyone. What memories. God, what a day that was to find mini stand number 5. truly, truly perfect.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
It does.
I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Alright, let's keep moving.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yeah.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike
Yeah, it was truly a
except for the
special
other
moment.
ones picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on.
Yeah,
Stop
neither
the
am
loading
I.
screen. Isn't
Yeah,
there some way we can
unload.
stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do
Oh,
the memory
yeah.
zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels. Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Yeah, we got a
And here's where I made
VV
that
collect.
video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah, perfect, lovely. I love the video.
I love that video. Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know,
They
if
were.
there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrusive
I think it
joy
would
of
have too.
collecting.
It
I'm
really
very
would have
glad
ruined
we
things.
resisted the temptation. Next one.
Yeah, I'm glad we were just able to go about it, you know? Oh, I can't go this way. I wanted to.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I
Yes,
remember.
I remember it too. The past is
I
truly
remember.
a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh, no way, this is a whole...
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything.
It does.
In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
Do you...
Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? Classic memory. This one.
Yeah, a class... he's not wrong, it's a classic.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now.
Oh?
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different.
Yeah?
I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with, well, came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
Damn.
Perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yeah, I was always gonna do one more ending, but oh. Oh, the buttons are lining back up. I thought something was gonna happen if I pressed them all. Oh well. What? What? Yeah, okay. Now that we're done with that...
is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I want to do the elevator route.
Still no one was here.
Reboot
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Hold on. Okay. I'll pick up what you're putting down, game. I'll pick up what you're putting down, game. Oh. I don't know why it's recalibrating us again. Yeah? Can I just say something? What of it? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. Of course. A lot of people don't take that seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. You're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have a way of knowing if the times you're saying are correct. I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game, see the screen, set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Begin the game. What shit's gonna happen? Wait, so was that it? Was that nothing? Was that nothing for rebooting the game? Boop. And now we do the elevator ending, but this time with the bucket. Up we go. Wait, he's not doing the dialogue this time? Yeah, it was very enjoyable. Alright, this is totally gonna... Damn.
Yeah, I gotta head out.
Okay.
I love you.
Love too. Oh, is it just gonna be the same ending? Ah, damn. I was really hoping this would be a different ending. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn. Damn. Never mind, this is a lot different. Damn, that took a dark turn. I do want to check. I want to check one more thing. What if I leave the? Because there's a hidden ending right there for those that don't know. I don't know if it's still here. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh. Oh. Whoa. What? What? Oh my god, the bucket has a backstory? Yeah, I get you, Bucket. Bucket, don't worry. Well... No, it's not. No, no, no. This is totally understandable. What? Oh. What? I'm gonna touch the bucket. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's all the endings. I had an idea, though. What if I just keep walking in between these rooms? Let me give it a little bit of time to see if something happens. I don't know what would happen, but with this game it could literally be anything. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be the last. I don't know if that was all the endings. I'm going to hope it is. I don't know if I messed something up by closing the game out during that ending. But I am tired of streaming. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all being here, like always. If you're new here and you haven't, you should totally hit that follow button. We will be back on Thursday. We're going to be starting a Nuzlocke with Lil Bappleseed is going to try to get me to beat my first ever Nuzlocke. For those of you that have been on the channel for a long time, I did attempt a Nuzlocke at one point, but I'm terrible at it. So this time, I'm bringing on a coach to make sure I do actually good. And we'll raid us off into GM. They're currently doing some of the Aliens tabletop campaign. Again, as far as the stream... Oh, wait,